Well, guys,
He's got
a noob
he's got to
question.
transfigure.
Yeah,
What's up?
a noob question is why is he moving his champs and wasting their P? Like he's just moving them from spot to spot, same spot.
Oh, he's taking punishing aura into account on the Templar. It would require me to run forward and rather stupidly, but
Yeah,
I
it's too
mean
risky.
that's what it is. He just doesn't want to take a ton of damage from that.
Yeah, just so you know, the Templar does have punishing aura, which will hit champs for 2 points of damage for every AP they have. At the end of Riv's turns, the champs that are within 5 spaces of it. So his concern was having full AP champs sitting around his shrine. Riv was going to be able to run in his Templar, and there was a number of ways he could have done it, including just giving a righteous shield from his judge on top of it, so not even worrying about counterattacks, and it would have done a significant amount of damage.
Yep. Hit that spot where Judge just was. Artillery Strike always feels like a little bit of a random ability to me, unless you're using Sapping Beam or Hammer Strike or some form of stun.
Those would be some of the ways in which Sor could fight back now. He could, depending on depending on what he has revealed and how much Nora he has, he probably doesn't have all that much Nora since he did just deploy um, his hero along with a lot of other high value champs. But if you were to hit these champs in the middle like Valdak and the Judge with hammer strikes or sapping beams, he could possibly move his champs in and hope to resist the counterattack and follow it by an even bigger counterattack. But now he really does have to transfigure and run. Otherwise, he is in big trouble here.
Yeah, he's done. If he doesn't transfigure.
Although the way he's moving does not make me think he's.
I agree with you there.
He doesn't see a quicken or anything coming.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go. That
Book
was
burn.
not a bad move. He used the book burn ability, which is on the Northern Cross Templar. Another reason why that champ is so good, and he used that in order to prevent Riv from casting one of his power term spells, quickening, draconic benediction, or anything else like that.
Another question for the people out there: when facing Bookburn, how would you counter it?
Usually, it's used extremely randomly. People will just have 2 extra AP and they'll throw it down. You really want to use it in specific scenarios in which they can't be countered or can only be mitigated slightly. But I mean, equips and relics are your best bet at that point. A lot of BGs are extremely limited without spells.
So Riv has put an impervious shield on his morph and tapped the shrine, reminding Soremist that he is still in danger, and then slowly moving things around. Soremist is still trying to use artillery bombardments, which is why Riv is leading with 2 champs that have immunity fire. The other advantage that Riv has right now is that he's got champs with flying, which allows him to have much more mobility here in the center of the map. But he is mindful of the fact that IS can throw down a big chunk of rock terrain at any point with one of the most underrated spells in the game, which is Macadamize.
This looks. Let me see. Yeah, I'm fine. It's something you'll do when you. Well, I mean, some people listening to this will already be good players, but it's something that better players do. You try to look ahead, maybe 2-3 turns at best. Not in what each individual move will be, because this isn't chess. You can't do that. But in terms of their general game direction, where that will take them, how much damage they have to accomplish what they need to accomplish, those sorts of things. So generally, what I'm. Okay.
Yeah, I was just going to say, so he did indeed transfigure his avatar. He was aware of the danger, and he used he got 2 extra turns of Nora from being able to use Fortify and then the Book Burn ability. But at this point, it is too dangerous for him to stay around. Rivas is in striking distance. So at this point, it looks like what he's going to do is try to regroup up to his font and maybe hold on for a macadamized turn when he can run forward with his Dwarf King and smash everything.
So they're going to be a very long game or a very short game? I think I'm going to aim for very short. I'm going to enslave that sergeant. How much... That'll take off. How much def does he give him? 2? 2 def, okay. So...
So another nice thing about that sergeant is that it does have a surge enemy, which is one of the best abilities in the game, especially in situations like this.
All right, well. Oh, I hate that ability. Wait, does he have a second?
No, he's got... Oh, I know it. He's got Prestige. He's got Prestige on land.
Oh, look at that. Look what I forgot.
Yeah, and this just shows you how easy it is
Run away.
to make certain mistakes. In this case, Riv's plan had been to cast Enslave on the Dwarven Sergeant, turn around and smack the Avatar for lots of damage, and then move in with everybody else. But he had forgotten that that move was not possible.
Don't judge me. Don't judge me.
Yeah, even pros make.
I did this horribly against Kalisk maybe 2 days ago. I didn't look at his champs at all, and they just had these random abilities like Ice Guard, Majestic 2 on JFQ. I'm just running into everything, casting random DBs that don't do any damage. It's just the most awful thing. So yeah, look at the champs they have out and the abilities they actually have before you do things like that. Because if this was a tighter game, I would have lost right there. Fortunately,
so at the very least, what you can say is that Soremist has now stabilized. The champ situation's fairly level. He's forced to transfigure, which is a Nora hit. On the other hand, he does have 2 miners and a mine out, so he's more than mitigating that. And now he can actually contemplate starting to move a little more aggressively forward. He's got to be careful, of course, not to lose some of his key champs like the Dwarven King. But there you go. He's cast Impervious on...
Here comes a Sapping Beam. It's got to be a Sapping Beam.
It's got to be a Sapping Beam. He's got to watch out, though, because the good judge, can remove that Impervious. But that champ is going to be very difficult to kill.
The judge can't remove it. He only removes cleansable effects. The D-God staff removes Impervious, yeah. Just lost to a temple deck because of that.
I did not realize that. I always thought that it worked like a regular Dispel. I'm even learning all these abilities.
Constant state of learning. But, I mean, if he doesn't Sapping Beam, he's not going to catch anything with the Warcry, which means it was sort of a waste of an Impervious, but, I mean, it's your call, obviously.
The main issue that Riv has to worry about is that even if he didn't have that Impervious loaded up, that is a very dangerous champ. And Inquisitor Magnus takes very little damage from even the strongest hits right now. Plus, he gets stronger every time Soremist casts a spell. So on the one hand, that's good. It's good to be able to cast those spells and strengthen your champs. On the other hand, IS does rely on several hidden spells, in particular Righteous Deflection, and having a champ out that has adaptive, does give that away.
Alright, what that is I'm dropping a bomb champ because I'm still expecting him to try and go forward and start killing things, regardless of how futile it may prove. Well, he'd kill something if he just charged forward. I don't know if he'd kill 2 things, though.
But why don't you charge in with the Vindrix?
It's
to the font?
unlikely. What's that?
Why don't you use your Vindrix to charge into his other font?
Oh, well, blink for one. Number 2, it's not the decisive point of the match is coming up over here. Wouldn't really matter if I went for his font right now. But yeah, I'd expect to blink anyway.
So I would expect at this point a macadamize. Maybe some form of, maybe a vial on the Inquisitor Magnus to... Oh, actually, maybe not. That I'd forgotten that the Petrifying Gaze removed his ability to gain AP at the beginning of the turn, so
Hold on. Hold on.
Hold on.
Army's calling.
We've got something.
Army's calling. Hello. Hey, Sir Cave. What's up? I left a message with him. He's gonna call me back later. That's as much as I know right now. I should get it to you when we come up for RSP. Or not RSP, the weekend. Yeah.
Alright, so what we've got here is he's setting up a power turn. The real question is not if he can kill the Templar, because he's going to be able to. The real question is how much damage he can do in addition to killing the Templar. Since he is exposed, he's got to worry about the counter. He's not going to be a minor.
This is the reason I dropped the Alchemist.
Drax, you got to worry about the Judge, the Alchemist with his bombs, the Berserker, plus the possibility of quickening or something else. So he really, and it does not look like he's going to book burn. Okay, well that's an interesting choice. I would have chosen to book
It's got 2 left.
with his Templar. Since he does not, he's vulnerable right now. Now there's a power turn he has now.
His book burn had 2 CD left. But yeah, now he's in trouble. There's so many ways I could do this if I feel like it, but I'm just gonna do it in the most straightforward manner. Stack him up with debuffs. Drop a Judge.
So one of the great things that Judge can do is use Judgment, which will remove all the debuffs with the wonderful ability of turning it into lots and lots of damage, as you can see right there. So
Yes, and 0 AP is a condition. God. Everybody forgets
0
that.
AP is considered a condition because it gives you a condition called
Fatigued, I think.
fatigued, right?
Maybe it's not. It's not even there anymore.
So as you can see, this is why you've got to be very careful when you decide to move in. It's not the first champ that you kill that matters. It's if you can kill either more than one champ or set yourself up so that they're weakened enough that they can't do anything.
There we go.
And good
good game. I'll see you guys next time.